So you've just launched your Activewear collection and sales are not coming through. You're wondering, what is it? Where have I gone wrong? I put in so much time and effort into my products, but I'm just not driving sales. What is an immediate band-aid that I can use to help push things along? Well, the good news is that there are some tips and tricks that I've personally seen implemented with some of the best brands that we worked with over the last 7 to 8 years in the industry that have an immediate effect. What are these 5 key things? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's episode. Number 1, when most people are discovering your brand for the first time, they're going to have some reservations about going ahead and making a purchase. What you need to do is you need to incentivize them in order to make that initial purchase. You need to create what is known as a loss leader or as a gateway product. Essentially, it's a product that you create that has low profit margins and is priced at a very affordable rate. If you look at a brand like Lululemon, in their early days, they would have, and they still do have, $100, $120 plus leggings, but they have yoga mats that are much more affordably priced. You get that premium Lululemon quality, packaging, and design aesthetic, but at a fraction of the cost. And what that does to you as a consumer is you are ready and willing to try out a piece of Lululemon. Perhaps then you graduate into some of their more higher priced items. And this, by virtue of looking at this product in relationship to some of your higher priced items, is going to make it much more attractive. Number 2 is you want to offer a risk reversal guarantee. This just means beyond just offering free returns if a customer doesn't like, you need to specifically clarify what it is that you're guaranteeing. It sort of mimics the original Pizza Hut or Domino's delivery sequence, which used to say, if your pizza isn't delivered to you in under 30 minutes, then you get the pizza completely free. That way you can contextualize what it is that you're going to get, and it makes it so easy for you to invest into that product, because if you don't get this desired outcome, then the worst case scenario is just that you get your money refunded to you. Number 3, and this especially works if you have an existing customer base. When a customer makes a purchase, you want to personalize your thank you follow-up emails. So when a customer makes a purchase, most likely they're going to receive an order confirmation from you and a receipt. What you don't realize that it is so much easier to resell an existing customer that's already bought from you than to sell a new customer. There's a whole wealth of opportunity with your existing customer base that you're not tapping into. And by creating personalized thank you emails that go out to those customers, you can significantly increase your CLV or your customer lifetime value simply by giving personalized sort of experiences for them where you're saying, hi, I noticed you purchased XYZ. I think this would look amazing with you. As a little thank you from us to you, here's 10% off your purchase that's valid through the end of this week. That personalization goes a long way, especially with brands that have become so much more disconnected from their customers. Number 4 is you want to highlight specific pain points and specific benefits and how your product overcomes those pain points in your ads. One way to get a customer's attention is to lead with pain. Most people are going to do a lot more to avoid pain than to get pleasure. What you want to do there is you want to get their attention with specific pains, and then you want to position your product and the specific features of that product as the solution to that pain. That's a lot more effective than leading with the features first. That way you're essentially leading with the pain first, and then you're showcasing how that pain is overcome with your product. That's a much more effective way to get a customer's attention, and then to highlight a problem that they may not know that they have had, and then to position your product as the solution to that problem and to help prompt an action against that problem. Number 5, and this is one of the most underrated tips and tricks to be able to completely optimize and to completely streamline your checkout process. 70% of your customers are going to be purchasing through your website, through their mobile phones. If your website checkout process is not optimized specifically for a mobile first experience, you're leaving so much money on the table. Your abandoned cart rates give you an indication of how streamlined your checkout process is. And you want to remove as much friction as possible from that last step as possible. So how to do this? I'd like to keep all of your checkout process integrated on a single page. Try to avoid having your customers go through multiple pages through their checkout process. And then use some sort of express checkout method, whether it's through Stripe, Apple Pay, PayPal Express, that simply is a one-click checkout process. Also, consider putting all of your additional surcharges up front. You don't want to get into a position where a customer sees a price and then as they're checking out through the process, they additionally have additional surcharges tacked onto it. Because with every single surcharge that's tacked onto it, you have to understand your customers already made a mental connection with that specific price point. It's best to put the payment that is required up front and to allow them to overcome that mentally once without having to go through that pain time and time again. Let me know which of the 5 you guys agree with the most and you feel would be the most effective for your brand. And if you believe that I missed out any key points, let me know what you would have replaced as one of the top 5 points of how to streamline, to optimize your sales process so you can drive sales to your brand in an instant. If you guys want my personal experience on how you can implement some of these points into your business, you can check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one calls every single week. My slots are limited, but I'd be more than happy to hop on that call with you guys. I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Design TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.